Okay guys, we have another example regarding horizontal motion. The example says the figure below shows the graph of a function v equals f of t. So pay attention guys. The graph of a function v equals f of t. So the given is velocity, not position function. The given is velocity. And the video explained is speed of a particle moving on the x-axis. Speed, so it's velocity. Speed of a particle moving on x-axis. X-axis means the motion is horizontal. Okay. So part A, you're required Bijit. At what time will the particle move? At what time will the particle start moving to the left? Moving to the left or moving to the right? Left, right, because the motion is horizontal. That's why part A asking at what time will the particle move to the left or right? Again, vertically, what Bijit, up or down? Okay. In the previous video, I explained the particle will move to the left when velocity, and I'm going to explain here again, when velocity is negative, and the particle will move to the right when velocity is positive. Very simple. Okay, so I'm gonna solve it. Part A. Okay, at what time the particle start moving to the left? Okay, the particle start moving to the left. I'm just gonna write to the left. No, it's very bad. To the left. To the left when velocity is negative, and to the right when velocity is positive. When velocity is negative guys, اگه مزورين graph مادام graph velocity given it means when velocity is above x-axis. Okay, when velocity above x-axis, then velocity very positive because graph velocity. And when velocity under x-axis, velocity is negative. معناه ده باشه. إذا الكيري velocity is negative under x-axis from 1 معناه from 1 to 5. إذا هل from 1 to 5 velocity is under x-axis. إذا division t to the left when v is less than 0, or we can say when v is less than 0 for when t is between 1 to 5. Velocity is under x-axis or under t-axis, or velocity is negative for t when t is between 1 to 5. And to the right when velocity is positive. باشه الكيفا velocity positive guys. Velocity is positive for 0 1, also 5 to 7. 0 1 very velocity positive, right? Very velocity positive, and also very velocity positive, right? One her do part of velocity is positive. ده باشه. So to the right yani velocity is positive for 0 1 and 5 to 7. 5 to 7. And don't forget guys, interval always will be open. Okay guys, her نفسي chapter 4 for increasing decreasing, like when مثلا ب f prime تقول f part increasing and decreasing ما هم يقوا open interval استعمال كن. why? Because I get, for example, I get to wanna close كي van herding interval of 5 to 7. 5 I get 5 to include k and 7g to include k. At 5 velocity is 0, velocity is not positive. At 7 velocity is 0, velocity is not positive. That's why guys مثلا when velocity is positive, like increasing decreasing هم يقوا open interval استعمال had like chapter 4 as we did for like in critical values increasing decreasing. It is the same idea. ده باشه. Now I'm gonna solve part B. Part B. At what time will the particle speed up or will it slow down? باشه speed up and slow down. يعني نقول يا مدام velocity increase bitten and decrease bitten. اگه good با when velocity is increasing and decreasing gelek افسانه هیبو. تركيز اللي بسيارة بيان guys. If the question said مثلا at what time will the will the velocity of the particle increase, the gelek افسانه هيدا from 3 to like 6, right? بس ما دام قلنا speed up, speed, we know that speed equals absolute value of velocity. Speed equals absolute value of velocity. دي باشه. At what time will the particle speed up? احتمال يكتب بيش okay Mr. from 3 to 6 very speed up, right? No, it's not. Speed up ما دام speed equals absolute value of velocity تودي محاولة كي part او part negative هي velocity because دي بيت absolute value دي move كي بوكشه بو part positive because it is velocity. Okay guys, مثلا for example صح كيف مثلا تبغي graph absolute value تشيكي. Okay, now أبي graph بنيدي cancel كم okay چونكي because از محاولة كم دراسة سر absolute value of velocity يعني not graph velocity because graph هاگر تهبيت to get enough absolute value the part بني switched بيدا سري. Now this يعني at what time will the particle speed up? At what time will the particle speed up? الكيري particle speed up بيتن from 1 from 1 to 2, also from 5 to 6, right? From 1 to 2 and also 5 to 6. هاگر تا گراف خونه switch کربا سری بیاب زحمت بود و دیار گی from 1 to 2 to the هزر گی very speed down. Guys, وگی velocity increased بيتن it doesn't mean speed away can beat. أفي بزانن when velocity decreases it doesn't mean speed away جي slow down beat. Okay, when velocity increases it doesn't mean speed away یا increase beat یا speed out beat. Okay, أفي بزانن وگی velocity increase بيتن بس اتجاهت بشتة كو أفا يال move بيته to the right and to the left. درسه guys أفيش بير نکن ده باشه. So باشه هایی که at what time the particle speed up, they speed up bit for 1 to 2 1 2 and 5 to 6 5 to 6 and also will it slow down باشه دل كيف slow down bit. Okay, del very slow down bit from 1 to from 0 to 1 and also from 3 to 5 and also from 6 to 7. So speed slow down for, as we said guys, from 0 to 1 and also 3 to 5 and 6 to 7 باشه. بس از چیم بوده بشکله گیلی summarize کم guys. فرضاً ديبيجن تشيكرنا جرافي بوتا بزحمته right. فرضاً ديبيجن تشيكرنا جرافي بوتا بزحمته توصل جرافي بخو flip كي عشان مشكلة جديدة بوتا بيجم we can say speeds up particle أما the speed up bit the particle will speed up when velocity is negative and decreasing. When velocity is negative bitten and decrease bitten. اگر تو ملاحظه بکی guys دمه velocity negative under x-axis bitten دمه negative bitten negative 1 negative 2 negative 3 بس absolute value وانا increase bitten. اوكي اذا دمه velocity negative bit و decrease bitten بمعنى speed out bit چونكي دي bitten negative 1 absolute value of it beta 1. Negative 2, absolute value of negative beta 2. And then again under x-axis between decrease biten demek to one value get absolute value da dibiniku ya speed out biten. Then particle the speed out bit when velocity under x-axis biten and decrease biten. Okay. Also, bagi velocity above x-axis biten inge when velocity is increasing. Okay. Then the can speed out biten beku to graphic switch k when velocity is negative and decreasing carry from 1 to 2. From 1 to 2. Okay. And also when velocity is positive but increasing carry velocity positive very بس carry increasing بتني الفي party. إذن the speed of bit بتني الكيش party guys الفي party from 1 to 2 from 1 to 2 and also 5 to 6. Why? Because here guys velocity is positive and velocity is increasing. إذن أفا مقصد أفا بيتا speed up and very velocity is negative and velocity is decreasing. الفيريج أفا بيتا speed up. Okay guys, so this is the same. When the velocity is positive لازم increase bit, when the velocity is negative لازم decrease bit. ده باش. But what about I guess speed down bit باشه. They have same idea bit. When the velocity speed up. Okay guys, what about when the particle slows down? When the particle slows down I get to graph بخص switch نكي همو طبعا I get to graph to absolute value switch key is going to be much easier than to wanna memorize key. You will don't memorize, just understand. Okay guys, ده باشه. But when the velocity slows down أوجي ما do part thing guys when velocity is positive and also when velocity is negative. When velocity is positive and when velocity is negative. أبدي بتاعكس when velocity is positive and v is decreasing هنجد beta slows down. But when velocity is negative and v is increasing هنجد beta slows down. Again بزفرين الجراف here guys. Velocity is positive and decreasing. Very velocity is positive and decreasing. Then very beta slows down. And also very velocity is positive and increasing. Then very beta speed up. But very velocity is positive and decreasing. Then very beta slows down. Okay, so from 0 to 1 and 6 to 7, as we said, from 0 to 1 and 6 to 7. 0 to 1 and 6 to 0 to 1 and 6 to 7. ده باشه. اول ما چیگر باشه when velocity is negative under x-axis and increasing. When velocity is under x-axis decreasing no. Very when velocity is negative and decreasing. Okay, when increasing. When velocity is negative and increasing. هذا party. الفيري خير velocity is negative بس very decreasing بين الفيري بين negative. إذا one part أهم ياده guys. الفيري party in this part and in this part and in this part the particle slows down. Why? سبب وانا أفن الفيري ما explain كرن. Okay guys, if you don't want to like change the graph مثلا to switch كي graph تو شي وانا بخود تبقى هي guys تو شي بزاني كال دل كيفا speed up bit و دل كيفا slow down bit. Okay guys, let's solve part C. At what time will the acceleration of a particle be positive, negative and 0? I'm just gonna erase this. Okay guys, at what time will the acceleration of a particle be positive? Will the acceleration be positive? Will the acceleration be negative? Will the acceleration be 0? Okay, اگه بیراول if you remember guys in chapter 4 and we said f prime is going to be positive when f is increasing, and if double prime is going to be positive when f prime is increasing. Okay, and the same, the acceleration is like f double prime, velocity is like f prime. So they can give f double prime positive bit when f prime is increasing, can give if double prime is going to be negative, so when f prime is decreasing. So can get the f double prime is going to be 0 when f prime is constant, right? So the same as we did in chapter 4, we're gonna do it now. Okay, so a is positive, of course, when v is increasing. At what time, guys, velocity is increasing? Velocity is increasing. Here, guys, velocity is increasing from 3 to 5, right? From this point, and here is decreasing, and here is decreasing, and here is constant. Even division from 3 to 5, right? So from 3, velocity is increasing, or we can say acceleration is positive for 3 to 5. Okay, so at what time the acceleration is going to be negative? When velocity is decreasing. Okay, at what time velocity is decreasing, guys? Velocity is decreasing from 0 to 2, and also from 6 to 7, right? And the acceleration is negative. So we can say from 0 to 2, and also from 6 to 7. At what time the acceleration is 0? When velocity is constant. کی و velocity is constant, guys? Velocity is constant from 2 to 3, and also from 7 to 9. So division from 0, velocity is constant or acceleration is 0 for 2 to 3, and also 7 to 9. Okay. So here the red part, when velocity, the acceleration is positive, or the red part when the acceleration is negative, the green part when the acceleration is positive, and the brown part when the acceleration is 0. Guys, part D, at what time oh sorry guys, بس my mistake الفيري. So الفيري guys, acceleration is positive from 3 to 6. من الفيري تشيكي from 3 to 5. أبي آخرها guys. Okay, sorry about that. So the acceleration is positive when velocity is increasing. Velocity is increasing from 3 to 6. Okay, so it's from 3 to 6. Okay guys, let's solve part B. At what time will the speed be at its maximum? And we know that, guys, speed equals absolute value of velocity. Okay, speed be the absolute value of velocity, and graph of velocity is given. اگر تو في graph مثلا switch كي guys، تو مثلا في graph switch كي تو absolute value graph كي، absolute value graph كي مثلا اگر في graph مثل از switch كي مساري دو absolute value بدرخم. نوكي اف graph هاد بيتا graph speed, because بيتا graph absolute value, graph absolute value equals speed. ده باشه. إذن the kangi بيتا maximum, the kangi speed will be at its maximum. يعني maximum point bu graph speed بيتا چه guys؟ باشه. I'm just gonna change the color. باشه maximum I think very math for example below 2 beta here we have negative 2 باشه إذا الفيري هاي guys at 0 when t equals 0 speed is 2 right and also الكيري guys الفيري يجي maximum تشينكي equal الفيري يجي 2 وفيري يجي فرضا دي بيجي 2 اوكي بس مثلا يفرض كان 2 احتمال 1 بيت so for t to 3 هرمون maximum speed هاي for when t between 2 and 3 الفيري جي is equals 2 فرضا ميكريتو اوكي for example اي بس intervals مدفيد اذا الفيري guys when t is 0 من highest speed هاي and 2 to 3 جيت بتا highest speed بس as I was explaining guys فرضا 2 في چندی نگی 2 graph نگی اوكي هاي 2 في graph نگی تو چبكه بخو بيجا at what time will the speed be at its maximum to بيجا highest point and lowest point بينادر highest point on the graph and lowest point on the graph باش highest point on the graph چنده فرضا من الفيري كريت 2 اوكي فيري جي نيجاتيف الجراف ده ادبيجم جراف اوريجينال ده يا label كريا I think it's 1 and negative 1 I don't know باشه so highest point here when t is 0 so highest point beta when t is 0 when t is 0 let's say s equals 2 and lowest point beta of part همونه lowest point so when lowest point it cavited between when t is 2 and 3 so when t is 2 and 3 when s equals 2 for t when t is between 2 and 3 s or speed is 2 for example I get how to get Hawaii Eggman guys because they are the same then both intervals this speed at its maximum bit بس اجي مثلا for example lowest point 3 bar guys for example I get very negative 3 bar okay the for 2 to 3 ده beta 3 إذا في حالتي the particle at its maximum speed bit تنبو في party okay guys إذا مختصر highest point بزانه كاتش دشته and lowest point بزانه كاتش دشته compare كيش كشوانا ماستر بيد إذا maximum speed delivery بيد if they are the same they هر دو ببنا maximum speed إذا solution بوفي part D is gonna be t equals 0 and also for 2 to 3 انكو مقصدا من very high speed هاي and also very highest speed هاي چنگه اگر تو سويش كيجي guys ده هر اد مقابلي 2 بيتن اولا 2 I think it's 1 negative 1 I'm not sure about that okay guys let's solve part E at what time will the particle be at rest for more than one moment باشا the particle will be at rest when velocity is 0 right we know that باشا guys اللي كيف velocity is 0 and the given graph is a graph of velocity at 1 and at 5 and at this part بس ما دام قلت for more than one moment I get the example good at what time will the particle be at rest تنه ده بيتا when t equals 0 t equals t equals 1 t equals 5 and for 7 to 9 okay بس ما دام قلت more than one moment اول very only one moment يا راوسي ما تنين دم direction خود change كري very g only one moment بس very more than one moment إذن the answer will be from 7 to 9 very velocity beta 0 more than one moment and that's it okay guys here we have two another examples David to practice okay guys same examples when does the particle move forward and move backward okay and when does the particle speed up slow down F information met example on كده good guys ثم حاولوا apply الفان هردو كده and result تدخل بومبنينا I will check whether it's correct or not